Hi guys.
Hello everyone.
It is
How's everybody doing? Great week.
great.
Great.
It is episode number 5. And we are finishing our season 1 rewatch.
Woo!
So excited to get into season 2.
Yeah, season 2. My goodness. Season 2.
Season 2. Anyway,
If
let's
you hear a
just
dog
jump.
barking in the back,
No, you
ignore
don't.
him. No, you don't. You're lying. Anyway, let's just jump right into it.
Jump right
because
in.
we're doing episode 5, 6, and 7, so 3 episodes to get through.
We got a lot to talk about.
Got a lot to talk about. Lord.
All right, so episode 5. This one starts very cute because it's like one of my favorite memories.
Oh my gosh, it's the one after 4th of July, right?
4th of July, right after 4th of July.
Good episode.
Belly literally starts the episode by, "This is one of my favorite memories." And guess what? It's with Conrad. And they're dancing.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so cutie. And it just shows like how they were younger and Conrad was like, looking after Belly.
It completely dispels a narrative that Conrad didn't like Belly until the summer she got pretty.
Exactly.
Or didn't, he was there for her. Hello.
He helped her.
Helping her, was the only one who cared about what she was doing.
Yeah. And so in that scene, he's playing chess with the boys, and then
how do you do 3-way chess? Are they playing 3-way chess?
I don't even know.
How do you do that?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
But they're like, "What about the game?" And he's like, "It'll only be a second." But then he's like over there dancing with Belly, and then he's like, "Okay, let's try again." I'm like,
okay.
Anyway, it's so funny.
Cute. Very cute.
Conrad throughout this episode is like very giddy.
Okay, he begins the episode very giddy, very love struck, aw, cute.
He's like all excited.
It's the night after they almost kiss. He's all
the morning after.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, he's all giddy. Like, it's so cute.
It's
just really
so
this episode
cute.
really does do a good job of demonstrating what it's like to have a teenage crush.
Yeah, and I think it's the closest we get in season 1 to seeing the Conrad of before.
Yeah,
we do see Conrad before, but also he's just so giddy and happy that it's he's this is kind of what it was like,
Yeah, so it's so cute.
It is cute.
Belly is at the debutante ball, practice.
This girl
she doesn't
without
have
a partner. She's like me, procrastinating queen.
Real.
Well, yeah.
Well, the thing with Cam happened.
She was planning on breaking up with him.
Yeah.
So, well, not planning, but I guess in the back of her mind, she was planning on doing that. So,
so it just was not working out. But anyway, she doesn't have an escort, and so Nicole is helping her, and then she texts Conrad because she was just being all
giddy and happy as well.
We literally almost kissed, so might as well
talk to him.
Yeah, Conrad gets a text. He's all
Conrad wakes up.
He's all excited to a good morning text.
He's all happy about it. He goes and showers, and then our favorite little detail is that he shows up to Belly's room
with wet hair.
His wet hair, okay.
It's too good.
It's too good.
Too good.
So sweet.
And yet he goes and looks for her after. He literally goes to the club.
Yeah,
without a need to go, but just to go and see her.
Yes, just to go look at her.
My good, just to be that is so cute.
Okay, but things happen before that.
Yeah, prior to
he has a conversation with Jeremiah in the morning where he's like, "Where's everyone?" Jeremiah's at the club, and then Jeremiah's being pissy and just
he's like, "So what did you guys even talk about last night?
What were you guys even doing out in the dock? Why do you care?"
Yeah.
Anyway, annoying, whatever.
The flashbacks are so funny.
Are always so funny. It's the looking off in the distance flashback. It's so funny, but whatever.
Anyway, clearly he knew what was going on, and he knew that he
plotting
stopped it.
Started.
Yeah, his plotting has begun. His manipulation has begun.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
And all of a sudden, he's interested in Belly because he goes to the debutante practice.
Yes, he goes to the practice.
And he's all being like,
flirty, Belly.
And all the girls are like, why is
what is going on?
What's going on? This is so out of character for him.
Yeah, and then they do that cringe. He's just being
really cringe. But yeah, all of a sudden he's interested and he's trying to flirt and he's being like all funsy and cutesy.
Like more than like with more intent, more intent than just like his normal, you know.
And he gets like ticked off when he sees Conrad there.
Conrad shows up.
He's like side eye for real.
Jeremiah, go back to your place.
Literally, this is not your spot.
This is not about you.
Yeah.
And then, that's such a cute scene
when he goes,
and when Conrad like waves, and then Nicole thinks it's for her.
Yeah.
And then like for a second,
Belly's like,
oh my gosh, that was for Nicole. Like he's here for Nicole.
Yeah.
Our little insecure Belly. But then he texts her.
He makes sure that she knows that it was for her.
What did he say?
What is that miscommunication? Well, I'm actually should not say that, but.
What does he say?
He said, see you when you get back.
Yes.
And so Nicole's giddy, a fake giddy because it's not for her. Then Belly's all like, okay. So now she's even more excited to like get back.
So fun.
Mm-hmm.
Very much fun. Very cutie. It's so cute. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah. Oh. So then after that, it's like, well, he's all happy. He goes and sees Cleveland, and they're like over there
talking it up because Cleveland's over here like happy too.
Yeah, I love that little like
little interaction. Cute. It's so very cute. Father son.
Yeah, which I'm glad that he had. Yeah, like, and so, but something that Cleveland did say that was important is that if you know that you're not good with yourself, then you shouldn't go into a relationship or something like that because you.
This is an important talk we can't just like glaze over.
Dismiss.
Conrad says, like,
I have so much going on
right now. Yeah, like I have so much going on right now. Like if I started something, I could mess it up. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want to do that. And then Cleveland was like, yeah, from years of therapy, like for what I know is that if you're not good with yourself, like you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So there's that seed planted into Conrad of like, okay, well, is it a good idea for me to start something right now when I'm so messed up and like everything just seems so overwhelming and so messed up? Like he was very giddy about it and like very excited and clearly liked her a lot.
Yeah. But he was also going into that
planted of like, well, if this happens, it could end bad.
Yeah.
But
he was also going into that with precaution of like maybe
precaution.
I shouldn't like as much as I want it like
that's what I'm saying, that seed was planted like that precaution was up. So yes, and that
it does affect what
happens and in this episode and then later, so that we will be coming back, we will be circling back to that.
And then the moms, you know, they had the
they're having a fun little day.
Well, they made up. She's like Laurel's over here telling her the tea about what happened. They literally are just having a blast. Like they're like, you know what,
girls having a blast. I love it.
And it's really like Susanna just trying to have the best time of her life because
she's just like trying to live it up, and Laurel's just with her, you know, trying to live it up too, you know.
And at this point, Belly comes back. She's like looking for Conrad. Where is my man? He's not there, unfortunately, but Cam's
there.
And it's so funny because she literally turns and sees Cam, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot I have to deal with this.
Yeah, like I have a boyfriend. Girl.
I feel so bad for Cam.
No,
they have their cute little date. He's so like so intentional.
Sad.
He's so sweet. He's like, I know you love fruit roll-ups. He's over there being like so excited,
giving her everything she loves. Like so sweet, Cam.
And she's like, I just wish I could be here with Conrad.
And like I get it, I do.
And then he's so sweet about the fact that like she doesn't like him
like she does the right thing for sure. And she's like honest. She's like, you know what, like. You're so perfect, but like not for me.
And he's just so sweet. He's like, it's okay.
So understanding. He knew.
Guys, Cameron deserves better.
I need Cameron.
Deserved better. And please give him a good ending, please. And thank
Please,
you.
he needs a good ending. Yeah.
And so then we also have an important scene with Jeremiah at the club where Nicole and Gigi are like talking about.
No, someone else is Gigi.
Oh no, Nicole. It's Shayla. Sorry.
No, it's not Shayla. Oh, no, it is Nicole and Shayla. Okay,
this was after, because the scene's kind of irrelevant.
Well, no, it's just showing that he's like all of a sudden like, well, Belly's a blah blah blah, blah like defending her.
Yeah, and he's being defensive, and then he's just kind of like doesn't care about their attention basically
anymore.
But anyway, after this, he's with Shayla and Nicole, and they're like talking about a music festival, and he's like, well, you should invite Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad would love to go.
Again, who is manipulative, planting that little seed
manipulating
of, like,
situation. Like,
okay, like,
oh my gosh,
I need him to be taken out of the picture so I can insert myself.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, oh yeah, Conrad is like so into you, so like blah blah, girl.
Like, he does not do this on like to help his brother or like to help Nicole. Like,
it's to help himself.
Yeah, like,
because he wants to insert himself. He wants that alone time with Belly. Like,
and like he knows he's doing it on purpose. It's not like, oh well,
yeah, it's not calculated.
Casual. Yeah,
it's calculated. Jeremiah, that's what you are. Like you're calculated.
Like that. And again, he hasn't shown any intention for Belly until the thing now. Like until now, where it's like, oh, it's serious. Like, her and Conrad, like, you can see it, you can feel it, like, it's serious. But he's like, no, like, he can't win her too, or something, you know, like, he can't have her too. That, like, even though he didn't really want her. It was just kind of like the idea. Anyway,
whatever.
I have my little notes here, so it's just, so the moms get stoned. Susanna is painting Susanna wants to paint Jeremiah. They are literally just having a blast. Again, they're just living their best life. Susanna is again just trying to live it up. Okay. It's her last summer. That's what she wanted. That's what she's doing. And Laurel is just here for a good ride. So anyway, she paints Jeremiah, and obviously she's painting
Jeremiah. Yeah, and that's when Belly comes back.
And
Conrad is still not back.
Oh, an important thing that happened though is that Jeremiah asked Belly, hey, where were you? And she was like, I was with Cam. And he's like,
yeah.
How's Cameron?
Like, I love Cameron. I love him with you. Like, I love y'all together. Blah, blah,
basically, like, being very supportive, which is kind of like, okay,
if you want her that bad, what's going on?
And then she says, well, he's not going to be in the picture anymore. And he's like, oh, that's too bad. Like, I liked him, whatever. Like, nothing really happens, which is like,
it's just like very telling.
Okay. Like, it's kind of two-faced because he's like, oh,
like,
well, I'm
so happy for you for Cameron, but like if it's with Conrad, it's like no.
But so also, it's like,
it's not about
you
Belly.
Wanted her,
it's not about Belly. Then it's about Conrad.
Anyway,
it's always about Conrad.
So then Susanna's high painting Jeremiah, and of course she doesn't do a good job because she's not in her like five senses.
Yeah.
And so that happens. And then
they leave. They disperse
to go party.
And then
after that is when Conrad gets back.
You get one of my favorite scenes. I don't know why. I love this song. What is it? Be Sweet.
Yes.
Such a good song.
She's over here like getting ready. Like,
she's like so excited, putting on her makeup.
But then also after this, Jeremiah wanted to hang out with Belly.
The cringiest. Why doesn't nobody want to play with me? Ciao. Anyway. She doesn't pretend
like you didn't do that.
Yeah, she doesn't want to hang out with Jeremiah.
Which he had been wanting to have a conversation with her about the kiss. Oh wait,
no, girl, what?
I'm like, you're way ahead. I don't know why.
You're way ahead.
Anyway, yeah, well, because it was the same spot, that conversation. I don't know why I thought. Anyway,
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, she's like in her room. Well, it's in that hallway
outside of the bathroom.
Anyway, I was jumping ahead, my bad. But anyway, yeah, that cringy scene of like, what, doesn't anybody want to play with me? Blah, 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 blah. And she lies to him.
Ew.
But you know what?
Moving on.
Who cares?
Anyway, she's like all giddy, getting ready, putting in lotion, putting on perfume, just like putting
on lip gloss, mascara.
Yeah. Real girl.
I get it. Real.
That's when Conrad shows up.
And he shows up without context. So it's like,
he like shows up randomly.
He sees the painting and he's like,
he sees,
my gosh.
He sees the painting and like the setting of what is going on. And without context, he's probably freaking out. He's like, my mom can't paint anymore. Like,
yeah, like this is
what is going on with her?
Yeah. So he knocks over the painting and
he's like mad. He's just like, I think it like hits him the like
he's frustrated
gravity of like her sickness and like
it just like hits him harder, I guess. And again, he doesn't have the context, so it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
Belly finds out that he's there, so she comes down and she's like, hey, like, let me help you out, because he's trying to clean up.
Yeah.
And she was like, are we like gonna talk about what happened, blah blah blah. And he's like, being very like cold.
Yeah, he's being very cold, aloof, like, I don't know what you're talking about, like, oh sorry, I don't remember anything when I drank. And she's like,
I don't remember. And it's
that's like BS, because I know you literally told me you remember everything.
Yeah, she knew he was lying.
So then he was like, okay, yeah, like what, like being defensive. I guess defensive is not the right word, but just being very like standoffish, because he's like, okay,
like, I got bigger things to deal with.
No, not even that. Like, this is bad. Like, I can't start anything. Like, all his guards were up at that time. Like, no, this is such a bad idea. Like, I'm gonna screw this up.
Well, yeah, and again, he was just being like, well, I have this to worry about. So, like,
yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Not necessarily have better things to worry about, but at the same time,
his guard was up. Like,
yeah, like that, like,
yes,
okay.
Like,
anyway, so he's like, you know, I think about you, but I just like can't. So she's like,
oh, poor
confused.
Belly. Yeah,
I
like
get my girl.
Like, not understanding the context, you're like, what? Like, why are you being so hot and cold with me? You know, like
this morning you were all like, like excited for me to be back.
As a viewer, we get the whole context, so we're like, oh, all these things make sense. But like, in Belly's point of view, you're like, oh my gosh, poor Belly.
He's being, like
he's
really
being so hot and cold, like giving love and taking it away. Like, what is he doing? Like, he's just doing it to be mean. That's her assumption. Like, he's just being mean.
He's being like a butthole.
Yeah, when in reality, like, that just wasn't the reality. But she can't see that.
But she doesn't know. Yeah. So and he
is very upsetting.
He doesn't open up to her about it either. Then so he's just upset. He's going through it. And so she calls Taylor and she's all crying
and sad. And then she says, I'm not waiting for you. Like, she kind of closes that door. So that's important.
She's standing up for herself. She's standing on business.
You know what?
Like, you know what?
Go, girl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and wait for you.
Love that. And then go over to the moms are having a great time.
Partying
partying up. Again. Being cuties. And then they get back. So Laurel's doing her thing. She's over there with Cleveland. They have their little like
shave.
Yeah.
He looked better with his beard, in my opinion.
They have their little like fun night. Susanna gets back to the place and she's drunk.
Yeah, she's like drunk.
She's still kind of
probably a little cross, you know, like Miss Girl.
And so it's late at night and she kind of like is chilling by the stairs because she's having trouble.
Yeah, she can't really get up the stairs.
Conrad sees her, and again, without context,
you're like,
he's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, she's going through it. She's looking worse. Like, what's going on? Like, she's having like one of these episodes.
At this point, he knew that like they had gone out and like gotten high because he had a conversation with Jeremiah about the mess in the kitchen. I think he knew because he was like, "Oh, big night or big day," but even in that context, it's still like
conversation with Jeremiah in the kitchen
where he was cleaning the kitchen. He was like, "Y'all need to do a better job of helping Mom and Laurel," and he was like, "They made this mess," but I think still in that context, so he's like, "Oh, my mom's getting like stoned openly like this, like." It's just out of character for her. So I think, either way, he's like, this sucks. Like, with knowing what I know, like,
like it still sucks. And so he's just really upset and he's like, again, it just kind of hits him like this is really reality.
Yeah, like he gets weighed down by the gravity of it all.
Yeah, like I think he tried to like not necessarily think about it as much because he was like, if I don't do that, then maybe,
which he explains in the next episode.
But he's kind of like, oh, like this is happening. Like she's doing these things because of her pain, because of what she's going through.
It's just like sad.
It's really sad.
So sad.
And
except so for everyone, because Belly's sad and then Conrad's sad.
Yeah. Also, whenever he sees the painting, he has a flashback of him putting the blanket on Susanna. So it's kind of like, yeah, it like really,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it really does like show that he's really kind of like
so sad,
going through it, sad about the fact that
she's sick.
Yeah, and it's getting more real. So anyway, that happens. But then that same freaking night.
Was it that same night?
It is that same night because it cuts. It's from that scene and it cuts to Belly in the pool.
Where are you, Conrad?
Conrad is helping his mother.
Where are you? Right.
So Conrad is helping his mother. Cut to Belly swimming at the pool because that's her form of therapy. She's like, that's what she does. That's what she does. That's her thing. And then Jeremiah creeps in, literally like
why is he always there? Why is he always there? Like, girl,
why would a man be there?
Why?
And he creeps in. He's like, like, hey, Belly. Anyway, so then that's when they
were like,
she's like, why are you being weird? And then he's like confessing his feelings.
He's like, well, I want to be more than friends. And she's like, what? Like, I've never thought of you like that. But
it's also kind of crazy that she literally just got over Conrad and she's over here macking out with her brother.
Important thing though, what does she remember? She's like, Suzanne always said I was destined for one of her boys. Yeah. I always thought it was Conrad, but maybe it's Jeremiah. Like, she has that implemented in her mind. Yeah, so like I think
that needs to happen.
That's like, not, it doesn't force her, but it encourages her to be like, okay,
and it's kind of like always been her dream.
Yeah, like,
I mean, it's been with Conrad, but it's been her dream to be a fisher.
Yeah, like, it's not like she's blatantly doing it for that reason, but like that's encouraging her to be like, you know what, let me try this out. So they make out,
and that's where this episode ends, which is crazy.
That was crazy. I remember the first time I watched it.
I know. We were like, what
is going on? What incarnation?
The timeline is crazy.
Oh my god. Don't talk to me about timelines being crazy.
Yeah.
Season 2, I'm looking at you. Anyway.
So then, cut to episode 6.
It's a fun episode.
This one's a fun episode. The episode about the tournament. She has a dream.
Oh, she wakes up
to and this dream. Is weeks like later because they
not weeks, a couple days.
What?
They said like a couple days ago or like a week ago. It's not weeks.
I think it's like a week
later.
Anyway, that doesn't matter. She has a dream and it's with Jeremiah. And then they kiss, but then
it's Conrad.
And then it's Conrad. and then she's like being like, Jeremiah's like, no, it's me. And then Conrad's like, we're destined to be together.
Me.
And she's like, huh? Clearly, my girl has mixed feelings.
This girl is confused.
Hello?
For sure.
So then in this episode, we get, it kind of, some of it is a little filler. But anyway, Susanna asks Conrad, hey,
Belly doesn't have an escort.
I don't know what the heck she's doing.
Please ask her to the ball. Yeah. He's like, why? And she's like, she would love it if it came from you. And he's like, whatever.
Yeah. Like, why don't you ask Jeremiah? And she's like, well, no. Like, you
are
like, who she wants. Hello?
Why would I ask him?
Basically.
Basically.
And then he's like, fine, whatever. I'll think about it.
And then
he goes with Cleveland to one of his other, like, tutoring, teaching, whatever. And he has a panic attack.
Is that when he has that?
Yes. He has a panic attack because, like, there's something wrong with the boat, and he just starts freaking out. And then Cleveland goes, you're a little on edge, my friend. So funny. But I'm so glad that he has Cleveland, though.
Yes, because first of all, like, if he didn't, he wouldn't have that person to, like, talk to, but also he wouldn't know what was going on. Like, not that he couldn't deduce it, like, oh, that's a panic attack, but it's a lot scarier.
When you don't know.
You don't know, and you're like, what is going on? And he
wouldn't, like, he would just not be able to kind of let things go a little bit and just kind of have someone to be like,
to talk to.
Well, no, like, this is what's going on, and also, like, this is what you should do.
And then someone to, like, reassure him that it's not on him.
Yeah.
He has, like, he talks about how, like, he feels like if he mentions it or says something, like, it makes it real, like, it makes it worse, like,
like, if he hides it, then that's what saves her, is what he
like,
says.
If he says that, like, it's gonna all implode and, like, whatever. So he has someone to reassure him to be like, no, it's not all on you. So that's very important.
Cleveland,
very important scene.
Yeah, very important scene because it shows us where he's at mentally. and how much he's really struggling with this, but also it's kind of like his first panic attack. So it shows us like he's gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah, it's like something that's gonna
but
come
also
up.
Cleveland is like helpful in the fact that like, hey, it happened to me too, like you can get through this.
Yeah.
Like here are some resources, like let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, I'm so glad that he has that, because my poor Conrad. So then after that, he gets back and he asks Belly, hey.
That's when he asks Belly. I love this scene too. He's so cute.
He's so
like,
awkward.
He's so awkward.
Nervous.
It's like, oh, Conrad, I want to put you in my pocket.
I know.
He's so cute. He's like, if you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
He's just being like so that. Silly.
So cutie.
And so she's kind of like caught off guard, like, what?
Like, what the heck is going on? And then that's when Taylor gets there, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like
we have so much
all
to
of
talk
this
about.
Is going on."
Yeah.
And then we have Taylor, Miss Taylor, love you, girl, but
at the same time, you have to realize that she's only getting the context that Belly has.
She's only getting the context of Belly and what Belly knows. So
and
it
what
makes
basically
sense
everybody else knows.
Yeah, it makes sense for her to be like, "Screw Conrad, like go with Jeremiah."
Yeah, like Jeremiah literally is at your feet. Like, girl, be so for real. And so she's like, you're not gonna say yes, right? And Belly's like, well, and she's like, no. So she's team Jer is what she is. So then the tournament happens. It's just fun little, like,
a great little metaphor.
A great little foreshadowing.
Yes, we get.
I love this. I love the tournament because Conrad's kind of being a little bit more confident. I think it's because he like talked to someone about what was going on.
Yeah, I think it was that like reassurance from Cleveland that like helped him be like a little better mood, better overall mentally.
And also like not being in an awkward spot with Belly anymore. I mean, it's still kind of there, but like he talked to her now, and so they're like he asked her to be blah blah blah. So he's being very supportive to Belly. Like he's like, hey, you gotta watch out for these girls in the tournament, and he's just like, it's gonna be okay. And blah blah blah.
He mentions to Nicole like, hey, my Belly doesn't have an escort. My mom asked me to go with her. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
Don't know why. Whatever. I mean, I get it, but like, anyway, just tell Nicole you don't want to be with her.
Yeah, for real, Conrad, what are you doing?
So the game starts, the tournament starts. Her and Taylor are doing fine, but Taylor's over here being mischievous.
I'm telling you, it's like a metaphor of like what happens in this season, but then happens overall, and that Jeremiah was kind of like pushed onto Belly.
Yeah,
and not saying that their feelings are whatever. Like, I'm just saying, in both instances, when she is with Jeremiah, it's something that's pushed onto her. You know, you have to move on, go with Conrad. You have to move on. I mean, go with Jeremiah. You have to move on with Conrad, go with Jeremiah. You know?
Yeah, like he's right there.
And it's not just Taylor every time. But I'm just saying, like, it's that influence of Taylor went out of her way to get hurt, quote unquote, and then Jeremiah stepped in.
Yeah,
you know?
And she specifically asked Jeremiah to be like, hey.
So I mean, it's just a little subtle.
Like, I've got your back.
Yeah. And then Jeremiah is doing great. They're winning.
He's doing good for a little bit there.
Until he's not.
Yeah.
Until he
completely just like,
yeah, until he's doing bad. Flops. And then he flops. And then that's when Belly says, no, you know what?
Sub.
Which
Conrad's is weird that she can get to sub.
Yeah, like okay, that. We're just doing whatever.
Choose whoever, whatever.
We're just doing whatever.
It works.
It works. It's not that serious. But yeah.
But during this whole time, Conrad is being so supportive. I mean, so is Jared. But like, they're like, "Hey, go Belly!"
Yeah, like he's clearly into it.
Like he's into it. He's a sporty guy. Like this is his cup of tea.
Yeah, it's fun. And then Conrad Belly chooses Conrad. He steps in, and they're slaying. They're slaying. Yeah, they're little hiccups, so but they're slaying.
Yeah,
so
he's being like cute. So cutie. He's being like, "Hey, you got this," and like, "What do you want me?"
So cute. They're little like
dynamic. They're little.
No, they don't touch. It's just like
no, they go like this.
They go like that, and then they go like that, and then like that. Like So cute.
Yeah, I think it's this, and then they go that.
It's that chemistry that like she
the
just doesn't have with Jeremiah. Like it's that like one mind, the one brain cell they share, where it's like
that like
it just
connection.
It works.
Yeah.
And they do good, and
they win. And it's so cute.
They're so excited.
Like,
they're so close.
Fun.
Jeez,
yeah. They're being all very touchy. I
see y'all.
So he's all so happy. Like, again, the dynamic is back, and I feel like that's kind of how it had been in the last summers.
Yeah,
that we haven't really gotten to see. But so that happens, and then Susanna's like, so have you asked her yet?
She's like, have you asked her?
Susanna, keep your mouth shut.
Susanna, no. Susanna, no.
Susanna, please don't ruin this for me.
But it happens. And Belly finds out that
and she's like,
Susanna asked Conrad to ask her.
She's like,
it like ruins the bubble.
Ruins
the bubble. And it's just like, oh.
And Conrad's like, oh, well, there goes that.
Yeah. So then they're all gonna go hang out and do their separate things.
Jeremiah is all bummed.
That's when, like, everybody's gonna go do their separate things. Belly and Taylor are gonna go with Nicole.
With the girlies.
The guys are gonna go to a party, but Jeremiah's bummed. He's just so upset. Why? Because he
lost.
He lost. He saw that foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Like we all did. Yeah. Okay. He lost the girl and he was all sad, sulking.
Yeah, he's like all like depressed, and he's like,
I'm not gonna go party.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go partying. And then Susanna's like, oh my gosh, that like cloud didn't go over your head, like that Conrad had, like what's going on?
And I think at this point, like Susanna is kind of like worried that in the back of her mind that they might know, but I think it's just very subtle, you know?
Well, yeah, because she was sleeping whenever he went to like go sit and like play video games, and she's kind of like, oh my gosh, like I can't let them see me like this.
Yeah,
like or something like that.
The vibe is off, and he feels it.
Yeah, he starts feeling it, but he is like, no, I'm not gonna go, blah blah blah, and he's like. And she's like, well, like, you should go. Well, he tells Steven that he's not going. And Steven's like, bro, like, what the heck? And then Steven's like, Conrad, you have to go with me. So Conrad's like, okay, like, let's go.
They go.
Whatever. He's all being like, no. But she says, you're Belly's best friend, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, girl.
Crickets. But anyway, he eventually decides to go. He's over here, like, you know, trying to.
He's like, you know what? Screw this.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? Actually, not that serious. Like, go party.
Yeah, basically.
Which I admire. But, and then so they're at the party. Great scene as well, because specifically when Conrad and Steven are talking, Fire for You is playing a great song. They look good. They're kikiing, talking about whatever. And then Conrad brings up, well, they see Jeremiah. And then Conrad brings up, hey, yo, like, who is he
hooking up with these days?
Who is Jeremiah hooking up with? And then Steven's like, oh, you know, here and there, no one, here and there, someone.
Yeah. Like,
and then he's like, wait. Like, Shayla has this crazy theory that he's hooking up with my sister. Conrad's like, oh, cut the cameras. What? Like,
yeah.
Holds one.
And so Steven's like, but that's like never, like, that's I don't think that's true. And if that were to happen, like, Jeremiah would know, I would kill him or whatever.
Yeah. So it's funny though.
And so Conrad's like, oh wait, like,
I gotta get serious. Like, I gotta lock in about this.
Even just a simple, like, if this, even just a little bit of this is true, like, I need to lock in.
There's no way. He's like, he's not taking my girl.
Right.
Which I think some people are like, see, like, he's only in it because of Jeremiah, whatever. It's like, I get how that looks, but, like, I think it's just him realizing.
It just pushed him to be, like, honest with her.
Yeah, it's just him realizing that, like, other people can take her.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, actually, I don't want that.
Yeah. And it just pushed him to, like, you know, go and be like.
Yeah, that's when he texts her.
We don't know what he texts her, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, this is going on. Okay, I don't think we need to explain every single thing that happens.
The girls are.
Y'all know what happens. Y'all are here.
Yeah. You've seen it.
You've seen it.
So they get Belly gets the text, and so we find out that Conrad says, I didn't invite you because like
No,
my mom told me to invite you
to, but I did it because I wanted to.
to.
Girl, she said fold.
Immediately fold. She's like, oh my gosh.
She's like,
mind
giddy.
you, she's in this problem, but she's like,
Yeah.
wait, like, oh my
She's
gosh.
like, wait.
And Taylor's like, oh my goodness.
Taylor's like, girl.
So then they're in that little
because
like
again,
issue.
like Taylor views this like hot and cold from him, you know, like she doesn't know either. So she's like, he's just playing games with you.
Like, girl, be so for real.
Be so for real. So
honestly,
like,
we would all be Taylor.
Yeah, we would all be Taylor. Yeah. Hopefully, we would all be Taylor in that situation. Be like, girl, what are you doing? Like, no, because they don't have the context. Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So then again, that's when, okay, they do have that conversation, Jeremiah and Conrad, about their mom, and Conrad's like, no, nothing's wrong. Like, forget about it.
Kind of trying to protect him and also protect his mom's like peace.
Yeah, which it could be argued that wasn't the thing to do. But not gonna dog on him for it too much.
But Jeremiah is kind of having like that.
Yeah, like, Jeremiah that's in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's when
all the drama happens. Yeah, Nicole confronts Conrad, as she should, honestly. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
I think some of that little fight was cringy, but I do like the part where she goes, you didn't hurt my feelings, you wasted my time. Something along those lines. And I said, hey, girl.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. But then Jeremiah gets a text from Belly. They go. They take him the clothes. They both show up. So funny.
Yeah.
And then they're like, first of all.
Also, we have to backtrack a little bit to where Taylor and Belly are talking about Conrad and Jeremiah. She's like, I just don't know how I'm gonna start something, or how I could start something with Jeremiah if a piece of me still beats, belongs. Like, if a piece of my heart still beats for his Conrad. Brother.
Crazy thing to say, first of all.
Mind you, this is the same day. The same day, okay? This is all happening the same day.
The same day.
So
they're teenagers. It's fine.
Also, Steven's all being dumb. He's over there betting all his money, just trying to impress
being
people.
Insecure.
I'm like, dude, he's being insecure.
Girl, anyway. Get up.
So they get dressed. She's like, well, actually, let me go
with Jeremiah
because
and Taylor go with
Taylor convinces her to be like, girl, forget him.
Yeah, while they're like issues. Yeah, while they're in this little pickle, she's like, well, guess whose fault this is? Conrad's. Yeah. So yeah, she convinces Belly. Crazy though, just to mention this, they change Jeremiah and Conrad are holding the tarp, but I'm like in front of the headlights, and I'm like, y'all, they literally they're looking at y'all,
which they insinuate that like,
yeah, like they can clearly see them, like, yeah,
like literally Conrad's face is literally like,
yeah, like it's no, that they're holding the tarp like
I know
right here, like not even.
So Conrad's like, they like look at each other, and then Conrad's like,
oh, I can literally see y'all,
like what, like he's like shaking basically.
Yeah, and also like y'all couldn't do that between the cars or something, like. Y'all are literally in front of the headlights.
I don't know.
Okay.
Or maybe like get in the car and change.
Yeah, like it's just funny. It's just silly, but
it is funny. Anyway, so she goes back with Jeremiah, and Taylor goes with Conrad, and Taylor's like,
stop messing with her. Like, you're confusing her.
He said, what a night. And she's like, it didn't have to end this way.
Which I get it, but like whatever. It's not all Conrad's fault, y'all.
Guys, please.
Anyway,
just understand him.
But she's just basically like, leave Belly alone. Like, you're only mixing her up and hurting her. And he's like, okay. And then we have Jeremiah and Belly. No.
Again, the make out. Oh my gosh. Making out. Like, my heart is beating so fast. Like, oh my gosh. It's just
like, again, they do a good job of showing how these moments can be very, like, I've mentioned it before. The show does a good job of like showing how these moments like this are like awkward. They're like,
awkward
okay,
to watch,
you're just
awkward
like,
to be in.
Like, okay, you're just holding her boob. Like, why? That's so weird.
She really said, I've not gone into second base from that, like,
from making
Never Have I Ever game,
whatever.
So she's like, okay, I've made it out. I've gotten to second base now. Like,
yeah, like it's so awkward, but like whatever. So anyway, she
asked him to be her escort, and he's like, obviously, yeah. So then from this point on, they're like a thing.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the end of that, right?
That's the end of that. cut to Belly's having trouble sleeping. She gets a text from
my gosh,
Conrad.
I forgot about this. Not the you up text. I'm like,
you
okay,
up?
y'all could have had Conrad text anything else. Like,
that doesn't seem like Conrad.
It doesn't seem like Conrad. Like, the you up is because the you up has like the stigma of like,
Yeah.
So then, like, I don't know.
Anyway,
it just doesn't seem like
she goes, finds him on the dock, and she's like, "You have to stop texting me. It's triggering."
Girl.
The first time we saw that, oh my gosh, we were like,
world.
Girl,
okay,
get
anyway. Yeah,
but this is a very important scene.
It is a very important scene because he's like, Belly, what is
he's like, I know,
I don't think I could ever get over you. Is that what he says in this one? I think so. I'm like fairly certain he says something like that.
Yeah,
like, I don't think I could ever get over you. And then like she thinks about it. She's like,
well, and then he says, "This is for you."
Yeah, with the necklace.
He's like, well,
do with it whatever you want. Like,
yeah, like, why didn't you give it to me? And he's like, I don't know. And then he's like, I just don't want to, like,
dodges the question. She's like, why didn't you give it to me? And he's like,
I don't. He says, I just don't want to lose you.
But I think he says, I don't think I could ever get over you.
I don't know. I know he says for sure, I just don't want to lose you. And she thinks about it. And she says, it's too late, and walks away. Like,
and like
him with necklace on hand.
Yeah.
Which I get it.
Yeah, like, you know what? Like, stand up, girl. Like, not stand up. Like, good on you, girl.
Yeah, like, she's like finally be like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait for you. I'm not gonna play your games or whatever's going on. Again, she doesn't have context, so he is trying, but also not trying enough,
not communicating enough why things have been the way they are.
But we do see that he does care for her, and he is trying to like show that to her, but not in the right way. So she's not, again, it's just the problem is they don't know, he knows, and again, no context, so it's just making like this really complicated.
It makes it complicated,
but it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, yeah, you can start on the next episode. I'm just trying to see what he says.
So, and then that's where it ends. She's like, you know what? No. Billie Eilish is playing in the background, and it's just like, no. Last episode, oh my goodness, crazy. So this is also
he looks really good in this scene.
He does look really good.
Like, I'm looking at it.
A few days later, the day of the debutante ball. My goodness, what a day. What a day.
What a day.
And then all of this stuff here is filler, but not really, because it's them getting ready for the debutante ball. Like, it's a big deal. Susanna's really happy. She's like, I hope I didn't like drag you into this mess. Billy's like, it's okay. Like, I've grown. Like, it's helped me. I've met a lot of people. It's whatever. But Susanna's just really happy. She's like so excited. She's having a blast with like everybody dressing up, blah blah blah.
And then she has that dress change.
Yeah, they end up getting her the dress that she wants, which is important because Belly's like, I didn't think you would know, to Laurel. She's like, I didn't think you would know. Like, how did you know? And she's like, I am your mother. Like, I know girl. You. So it's important because it's like, well, Belly doesn't know, or she's not clocking that people know her best interest. But Laura's like, I know you, girlfriend. Like, I know what you want. So again, foreshadowing for season 3. So, and then again, Steven's being like dumb, insecure,
y'all.
Stupid.
He gets so close. He literally, oh my gosh, Conrad in the scene. Steven literally has no money. Mind you, it's the day of the freaking ball, and he has no suit. Like, dude, what are you doing? And then he has to go and tell Shayla, like, bro, I messed up. Embarrassing.
The day of the ball. I messed up. I don't have a suit. Like, I blah blah blah. She's like, dude, what the heck are you doing? Like, what am I supposed to do? It's literally the day of the ball. Like, and again, he's just being like, I'm so sorry, like, blah 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 blah.
Time out. He just says, I don't want to lose you.
See, I told you. Look at that man.
So fine.
So Steven's like, I'm so sorry, like I just keep messing up when it comes to you, like I
He's
don't know.
so
Which
it's embarrassing.
Shayla must really love that man because
yeah, because I would have dropped him. I would have been like, what? Screw you.
Although
like,
it is the day of the ball, I wouldn't have wanted to be embarrassed.
I guess, but like, I would have dropped him right after. Girl,
yeah.
Don't be insecure.
What is he doing?
Don't be embarrassing.
Yeah, he was
like,
just being dumb.
So annoying, but whatever.
Anyway, they are cute though.
There.
So Jared and Belly are a thing now. And they're just excited because they're going to be at the ball together. And
they're kissing.
Jeremiah's like, I'm going to defend you. Like, it's going to be okay. Conrad tells her, like, he was the best choice. She's like, I know. I was like, oh, that was kind of mean.
Rude.
Anyway, Steven finds out. He sees them kissing and he's like,
yeah. What the freak is my favorite thing ever, actually. It's so funny. Every time I see it, I laugh out loud.
It's too good. And he's like freaking out. And she's like,
ew.
Yeah, she's like, well, this isn't about you, and I get to choose. So I choose Jeremiah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You know what? Standing on business. Love that. And then
he confronts Jeremiah. And Jeremiah's like, you're not going to beat me up or anything. Okay, we don't have to explain it all. But it's just funny.
He does say, you haven't seen me hooking up with anybody this summer. And he's like,
I literally saw you with someone.
Hello?
Girl, what?
Anyway. So then they're at the ball. They're getting ready. The Nicole and Belly drama. They like make up or whatever.
Talk it out.
But Nicole says, no one ever gets over their first love. Nicole's clocking it. She knows what's up. And then also now everybody's at the ball, like all the family, and so Susanna's acting a little sus because she's like, oh, like this is so fun. I think it's like hitting her, like, oh my gosh. And she's saying things like, it's gonna be different next summer. Like she's trying to play it off, but everybody's kind of like, what's going on? You know. Like, so Laurel knows, Conrad knows,
and then Jeremiah
is like, huh?
So everybody's like,
yeah. So Jeremiah's catching on to that. He's like, what? This is weird. The vibe is off. Weird. There's a weird vibe going on. So then they have their dance. They present all the debutantes, blah, blah, blah. It's all cutesy, all fun. It's like a cute little way to get everybody together and just end the show or the episode.
They have that cute dance. Well, I wouldn't call it cute, but they have that fun dance. That fun
the escort dance.
Fun. That was fun.
And then after that, we get more Steven and Shayla drama because...
Okay, I have a gripe.
Oh, yes. We have to talk about this.
That freaking dress. Y'all, horrible. No, I'm not joking. Why? Okay, they put so much emphasis on like
her being a fashion girly.
Because she was.
Her having the money.
Like, she had really great fits the whole time. Her having the money. Her going out of way. Her going to New York for this dress.
To get the dress.
For it to be like a paper thin.
It didn't even fit her right. They literally...
Dress. I'm pretty kept sure falling off. Like, it was so bad. But I'm pretty sure
it saw like... You know, it had like a little like... not string, but like ribbon in the back that like, you know... And it had, I'm pretty sure it was tight. Like, I could see it.
It was just bad. I'm like, why would they do that? Like,
it didn't fit her. It wasn't as...
It didn't look like it was good quality. Like, I get the idea was there, but it just
was not
didn't.
Well,
whatever.
So, yeah, that is our gripe. But also...
She still looked good, but whatever.
Yeah. Steven's just being insecure.
So annoying.
He's like, I didn't know you went out with that dude.
You went out with them?
And she's like, bro.
She's like, get over yourself or get over me.
And he's like, I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. And then he like confesses his love. And she's like, well, I chose you. So like,
deal with it.
Get over it, you know? So they're all cute now. They're like, whatever. So fun.
And then that's when they're starting the dance.
And so Jer goes out and he overhears
Laurel and John?
Yes, I think.
Yes.
So again, he's like, wait, something is going on.
Yeah, he overhears them having like a conversation about Susanna and like just things like her needing his help. Yeah, he's like, something's going on.
So he is trying to figure out like what is going on. So then he misses the ball, like the dance.
Yeah, he I guess takes his mom's phone.
He takes his mom's phone
and is just like looking through it, trying to figure out what's going on. Sees that something's going on.
Finds out she
but
has
because
cancer.
of this, misses the dance. Sore.
We get that very
foreshadowing.
Yes, foreshadowing. It is unfortunate though that he had to find out like
Yeah,
that, and
like
it
it
had to be at that
sucks.
moment, but that's how it happened.
Yeah. And yeah, it happened. Billy and Conrad dance. It's so
We
cute.
get That's the Way I Loved You by Taylor Swift. She's like by herself. Conrad is
Yeah,
like
okay.
stepping up.
Yes. But I kind of want to get to like something else about something, so speed it up.
Okay, well, we all know what happens. They
It's
dance. He's
so
like,
cute.
I think I
Susanna's
remember all
so
the steps.
happy.
Yes. Susanna's just having a blast. She's
Yeah.
basically like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing
Yeah.
the future.
Yes.
But it's so it's good to point out that Conrad is nervous, but he's also like so giddy that it like
He was
got
like
to be
so
him.
happy.
He's like they're being like very like she's also like, oh my
Like
gosh.
they're both like just
It's like
so
nervous, but like in the good way
nervous.
of like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I'm
Like I
dancing.
can't
Like this is
believe
a
I'm dancing
romantic
with him.
like
Yeah.
dance. Like I'm dancing with you.
Yeah.
You're dancing it with me. Like, oh
It's
my
cute.
gosh. You can see like Conrad at, in some points where he's like kind of
Yeah,
like
like
freaking out.
yeah,
And
they
so is
like can't
Belly. Like
believe
she's just
it.
being like she's like in
They're
awe.
in
And
yes.
even Susanna and
And
Laurel
then we
pointed
get the
out.
quote. We get the great
Mhm.
quote of for Belly, Conrad is the sun, and when the sun comes out, everything else
Yeah,
disappears.
like the stars disappear. So for
So
her mom
cute.
to say that,
It's like
she
knows
knows Belly.
her.
Literally,
Laurel,
we went over that at the beginning of the episode.
Laurel, we love
So,
you.
and then Susanna is just having a blast. But also, she's like, "Where the heck is Jeremiah?" So Jeremiah comes back, and she's being she's being a Karen, where she's like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm
You
gonna,
feel
she's
bad?
gonna
Let me
say,
go complain about it. Blah blah blah.
yeah, like let me
And
get you."
then, okay, yeah, the song ends. I'm gonna get into it a little bit here, but I think I'll get into it more when the prom happens later. But the comparison of like everybody's like, oh, Conrad sucked for being like that at the prom, whatever. You can't say Conrad sucked for being like that at the prom when Jeremiah misses dance with Bentley
Mm-hmm.
for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Neither of them were in the wrong in that point.
Yeah.
It's just circumstantial what
Yeah.
happened, but like you can't dog on like I'll get into it more then, but like you can't
Yeah.
really
That
dog on
is very
Conrad.
true.
And also, I think we're gonna end up having a like Jeremiah versus Conrad episode, so I'll get into more of this then because I have things to say.
Yes,
But let me
we
mention
have
it
things
real
to say.
quick of like Jeremiah's immediate reaction to finding out that Conrad knows is immediately like aggressive.
Yeah. But before this, I want to touch on the dance ends. Conrad says, "I'm glad it was me," and then
So cute.
Belly's like, "You did really good."
Y'all seen that gif of like
Oh
Jeremiah
yes,
coming up to
where he's like,
Conrad?
his eyes are like locked
They're
in
like boring into
Belly's
Belly.
eyes,
Like it's
and so
crazy.
literally it had to be Jeremiah going like this for him to like actually
Turn
move his
around.
eyes from
Not
her. Like
even he
it is
like
crazy,
takes a second to
but
move his eyes.
yeah, but it's so cute because like they're like over there being giddy and whatever. Do you notice that he grabs her hand? Like, yeah, they're like
When
talking.
oh
So it's
while
right
they're like
after,
talking.
yeah, and they're all just like there, and he like grabs her hand, and they even both look down,
Oh,
like they're being
so
cutesy, and it's just like so
cute.
adorable. But anyway,
Oh.
so Jeremiah's like, "Hey, we need to talk," but yeah,
Also,
immediately
like,
gets aggressive.
yeah. And before that, while this is going on, like the adults, Laurel's kind of like a little hard time as well, just seeing everything because it's like hitting her as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, she's being emotional.
Yeah. Cleveland is trying to talk to
Yeah,
Laurel to
like,
tell
hey,
her that Conrad knows.
because she's hinting at, "Hey, I'm not gonna be."
Yeah, like she's like, because they're discussing the
Yeah.
future, and he's blah, blah. And she's like, I'm probably not gonna be available for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, I know, and she's like, how do you know? And then he's like, Conrad
Conrad told
knows,
me.
but at the same time is when Jeremiah
He
comes
goes
up to
up to
Conrad
Conrad.
and is
He's
like,
like, "Hey,"
hey, I need to tell you something,
like
whatever.
it's really important. He's like, "It's okay.
Like, I know. And then
Like,
his
let's not
immediate
ruin the moment."
reaction, yeah,
Basically,
is to be aggressive. And I'm like, I'm not
it's
even gonna follow him
honestly
that
like really crazy because, like, first of all, that's your brother.
that's your brother, and like this is something that was important to your mom. Like, anyway, and I'm not gonna follow him for his immediate reaction, but like it is telling that his immediate reaction to things
Is
is
just to be
aggressive. It's just to be like overly aggressive. Like
Yeah.
when they
Or just
fight and
like
stuff, like he's just taking it out on Conrad in a way
yeah.
that he shouldn't.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Like it's always different with Conrad, which I did want to point out prior to like them going out like with escorts and the dance and everything. Conrad, Steven, and Jeremiah are talking, and he's like, "Oh, like we should do something like all just
before
us,
the
blah,
summer
blah, blah."
ends, blah blah.
And then Jeremiah just very like cold, and he's like, "Yeah, you've been MIA or like something like that. Like you've been standoffish."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
which is kind of like okay, like
yeah,
I get it, I do, but like
yeah,
he's just very like that relationship.
We'll get more into it. And then
I saw something on Twitter, and it was like actually, yeah, it was like they need a the Samaritan Pretty didn't even make them seem like brothers.
No, they're like,
and I was like, that's so
like,
true.
Friends,
like
that
Jeremiah's
they're
just
like frenemies.
Yeah, yeah, which is like, huh?
Yeah, no. I think we'll get into it. We need an episode of like just
Ben,
Conrad and Jeremiah and like
so
everything, but like it is weird. They are a little weird.
And again, it's like the older brother thing. Like he was trying to protect them. He was trying to protect his mom.
He thought
like
he was doing the right thing, but like Jeremiah didn't take it as that. Whatever. It's a whole thing.
We can talk. We can talk
extensively about that. But then we
get really sad.
The most heartbreaking scene. Literally,
two most heartbreaking scenes because it's Belly and then it's Susanna with the boys.
But that's like I'm saying like that whole
in general.
While Funeral is playing.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody knows at this point.
Everybody knows that while Funeral is playing is literally, I'm sobbing every time, and I cry every time more. I don't know why. It's just so sad.
It's so sad.
It's just so sad. I think it is Phoebe Bridgers playing.
Yeah, no, it is.
It really they nailed that for real.
It is really sad, and so they're just all kind of like really disappointed. It really like brings things into perspective of like, oh,
just all comes crashing down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Susanna agreeing to do the treatment.
Conrad says, "I need
you."
That is so like that breaks me every time.
No,
it breaks me every time.
No, because it reminds me of this song that I'm picking out, and y'all,
it's so horrible. Sad. And she's like, "I just couldn't say no," and so everybody's like,
they're a little bit relieved because they're like, okay, you know what,
like it's still sad, but it ends on a good note.
They're hopeful that like, you know what, it's gonna work out. Yeah, like the trial's gonna happen. Like whatever,
it's gonna happen. She's gonna be fine.
And then,
and then we get
the best
part of the whole freaking show.
We have to wait till the very end.
We've been building up to.
Yes, Cara
and I love that it's at the beach.
It's at the beach. Yeah,
that's their place.
The moment they kiss on the beach. Oh my gosh.
I thought you.
We will get into.
Oh my gosh,
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay, our episodes for season 2 are probably going to be longer because y'all, we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about.
A lot.
No, it's
like there is no filler. Well, there is filler, but like
there's filler, but there's
a lot to talk about. Anyway, they're at the beach.
And they're talking, and they're like, she's like really understanding him of being like, okay, like oh my gosh, this is why this was happening. This is why you were acting.
Yeah,
like
I can't believe you didn't tell me. Like I realize like you've been going through it.
And he's like, being apologetic. I should have told you. I wanted to.
There was times where I did, like, because she's like, why didn't you tell me? And he was like, where I really wanted to. And there was times where I
almost did, but like things kept happening. And yeah, it's just so cute. They're like talking. Yeah. They're finally communicating.
Yeah.
And yeah, low key, like from where you start off in the next season, like from that scene, like their communication is on point.
True.
What happened? Like it started bad and then it got good and then it got bad again.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're like clearly communicating their feelings.
Yeah, and she's like, well, let's get back because the tension is there and like
it's
there. So she's like, no, let's go head back. And he says, there's so many things I want to say to you. Guys,
I need to watch it again.
There's so many things I want to say to you is crazy.
Yes.
And she says, you're not in a good headspace right now. Like,
yeah, like let's not leave talk about it.
He was like, why not? And then she says, I don't like you really need someone right now and I don't want to take advantage of that.
And then he's like, well, yeah, but I need you.
Yeah, he's like, she was like, I don't just need somebody, I need you.
Yeah. And she's like, well, I don't want you to need me, I want you to want me. And then he's like, well, I do want
He's like,
you.
I want you.
And they kiss.
And like emphasize like you.
You.
And then they kiss and it's so cute.
Through this love.
And you kind of do catch the moment where she's kind of like, you know how
Surprise.
she says, no, you know in season 2 where she says, I blacked out. You kind of catch that moment because it's like they kiss like 3 times. Like,
Chris
the
and
first
Lola,
one,
the actors you are.
the first one, she kind of like has to like regain consciousness.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
But it's such a cute kiss.
So
and then this
cute.
love starts playing.
Yeah, like really, truly, that song encapsulates like them so well, and like the story
This love is good.
This love is bad.
It's good now. This love is bad. They break up.
This love, Kate.
This
has come back from me from the dead.
This love is alive but back from the dead. These hands had to let it go free.
And this love came back to me. Y'all.
It's literally the plot because it's good. Sorry. It's good. Then it's bad. They break up. No. I'm saying like I'm ending it. Can you not? It's good because they're together. It's bad they break up. And then it's still bad. But then it came back alive from the dead because she realizes, oh my gosh, I still love him. Had to let it go. Like, they both went their own separate ways. They healed. And then it came back to them.
Yes, guys.
It's literally the song to a T. And Jenny said, perfect.
First season, I'm giving it to, I'm giving it all.
Which Jenny did say if the season didn't, like if the show didn't get renewed.
Just in case it didn't get renewed, she wanted it to end the way she wanted it to end. And that's how it ended.
Yes. With foreshadowing and everything. So Jenny, too good. Love you.
It's too good.
Again, Jenny is telling you what's happening.
A great end to the season.
Yes.
Really.
And that's where season 1 ends. And we're all happy. And then that's when we were like, oh, this is serious.
This is so serious.
And then our obsession began.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I said, no, I have to know exactly what happens.
That's when we started reading the books and whatever. But yeah, such a good first season. But the second season is just, it's a whole different ball game.
Bad.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
So
it's serious. This was silly.
Serious.
Now it's serious.
No, it really is. Like the shift and just like everything. You're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So much happens. I don't even remember everything that happens.
So much happens.
Like that's how much happens.
Yes.
Like I'll think about things and I'm like, oh my gosh, that did happen.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So we will start that.
We are so excited to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm excited. We will start that next week. We'll probably do 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's an even 8 storm. But let's talk about
what they've posted.
Which is not a lot. They posted that AI looking video. Y'all, what was that?
Yeah, I literally saw this and I was like, is this AI? And then I was like, oh wait, no, this is somebody actually posted this.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it is important. And it is interesting.
I mean, yes and no. There's not much to it.
No, because, okay, so she turns and looks. She's looking.
Yes. She's looking at Conrad. She looks at Jeremiah.
No. Turns to Conrad. She's facing forward. Turns to Conrad. And then turns to Jeremiah. And then turns back to Conrad. And it like loops. But the looks that she gives.
Where the loop. No. That's where the loop ends. She looks at Conrad, looks at Jeremiah. Loop ends. It loops back.
No.
Yes, it is. It's
because she starts forward.
Yes, and then it goes forward. That's what I'm saying. One loop is
I'm pretty sure it
ends with her looking at Jeremiah. And then it's like reverses, you know?
Pull it up.
No. I get what you no. Let me
I know what you're saying too.
No, you're not.
Yes, I do.
Because clearly you're not understanding.
I do know what you're saying, but I don't think it's like that.
The loop ends with Conrad, yes. And then the video starts again. That's where it ends. Yes, I'm agreeing with that. But I'm saying it's not her intentionally looking back. It's like, look at Conrad, look at Jeremiah, look back at Conrad. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's because the loop ends here and it's like her reversing it. And then they restart the thing.
I don't think so.
Anyway, it generally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because what the point is across.
Anyway, the looks that she gives to both of them are different.
Yes,
like
very slightly.
When you study it, you're like, she's kind of more like.
It's very slight. Yeah,
she looks at Conrad with like
slight
loving eyes. But when she looks at Jeremiah, it's kind of like like there's something
She's
off.
kind of annoyed, but it's very slight.
It's
so
very
like,
slight. You have to like study
not
it.
even,
You have to like study it, but it's still
you
there.
have to be delusional to
It's
be
still
in it,
there.
but whatever.
It's still there.
Whatever.